Are we live? Hello, guys. If you can hear me, can you say I'm audible? Am I audible? Okay. I hope I'm audible. Is it in portrait or in landscape? Can you tell me? Okay. So I think this is better. Yeah. Just um. Okay. It was a technical glitch. Sorry for that. I'm on time, I think. So let's start. Am I audible? Am I clearly audible? Okay. So let's start our session. So today we'll talk about, first of all, good evening. We'll be talking about how India is balancing the global powers to serve its own interest at the global stage. Let's start. Then you will be joining. I think more people will join later. So let's start. The process will be like this. I will go on with my explanation, and if you have any queries, you can ask me directly in the live chat. Okay, I'll try to answer as many comments as I can. Okay, so let's start. India is a unique country at the global stage. If you have noticed, like in the global dominance, the international relations, the geopolitics of the world works between the global struggle, the power struggle of US, Russia, and China. But India is a unique one. Why? Because of our multipolar geopolitical strategy. Our foreign policy is designed like this, that we can purchase Russian oil, and we can, on the other hand, we also can deal with US. We can purchase the Reaper drones. So that is why India is a unique one in the geopolitical stage. And this is not the new, this is not a very new thing, right? From the historic, if we go a little bit deep into the history, like at the time of the Cold War, when US and USSR were head to head, they didn't have a very hot war, or what you can say, a head to head collision, a direct war, but a cold war. At that time, I hope you have heard about the term non alignment. India was a key leader of that. At the Prime Minister of India at that time, Dr. Jawaharlal Nehru, made it clear that India will be non aligned. But we had to balance, because at that time the West was giving support to a military dictatorship, as our Dr. Jaishankar said, a military dictatorship Pakistan, and US was backing Pakistan, giving them Patton tanks and many more other deadly weapons. So to balance that, we had to collaborate with Russia, or at that time USSR. From that point of time, India knew that we have to play both sides. We have to balance both sides, because we are non aligned. under the non-alignment movement, we are non-aligned. We won't be supporting any of the sides in the Cold War. But from that point of time, India took the side of USSR indirectly or coldly in the Cold War to make things balance. Now, after that, we have our economic diplomacy. Like in 1991, when there were no other choice for India than to liberalize our markets, we did it in 1991. And if you remember, the late Prime Minister, Dr. Manmohan Singh, was the finance minister at that time of our country. He drafted the he actually took out India of that situation because we have left with only 15 days of money to run our country. And those policies fixed it. And how and how it works, like US liberalism, these things, liberal market, open market, this is a Western philosophy. This is a Western thing. Because if you go into the socialist countries like China and Russia, they don't believe in open economy. So in 1991, we balanced the situation by making our markets liberal. You have heard about LPG. Then comes the early 2000s. Here, slowly, India-US partnership begins because US knew that Pakistan is a dangerous country to support. Already, Pakistan tested their nuclear weapons without telling US just after India tested the nuclear weapon in Pokhran. Now, that is also a story. India's nuclear weapon test, that is also a story, individual story. If you look after it, if we haven't, and if that at that time, if the government, that time government means the prime minister was Atal Bihari Vajpayee, if he thought that we are going to make our seats permanent in the country, and then we will do anything to keep us in power, they won't be able to test that nuclear weapon. He didn't thought about his position. He didn't thought about his powers. He just did what he had to do and what was right at that time. Because if we haven't tested that nuclear weapon, the Kargil war would be something different. A complete disaster could have happened in the Kargil war if Atal Bihari Vajpayee haven't tested that nuclear weapon. Now, that was also balancing Pakistan. That was to balance Pakistan and China also. Then, okay, let me take a comment. I think a comment have came. Who was that? Who was that? Who was that again? Okay. Thank you, Otago Gold 22 for your comment. Okay, well, let's move forward. Where were we? Yeah. So in early 2000s, the 9/11 happened. The 9/11 happened in 2008. At that time, US got to know that Pakistan is a dangerous country. So they slowly shifted their focus from Pakistan to South Asia, to other powers in South Asia. And who was the other power? We, India. So what happened is that US then started engaging more with India. And I hope you have noticed that the friendship of Barack Obama, PM Modi, then Trump came, and then came Biden. It was stable. It was a very stable friendship after 2008 between India and US. Before that, we have embargo, the bans on the sanctions of US because of testing nuclear weapons. From then, India US friendship started, a deep friendship started, and we then have a lot of we had a lot of the logistics, the logistic contracts like Lemua, Concasa, those. Let's move forward. The relations with China. This is a tricky one. Till 1961, we heard Hindi Chini Bhai Bhai. China, the Prime Minister of India at that time, Jawaharlal Nehru, everyone said the same, that Hindi Chini Bhai Bhai. But in 1959, at when China captured the Tibet, we should have acted, because the next step of China was to capture Aksai Chin, and that was clear in front of the INC government. But unfortunately, we didn't go. It didn't go well, and we lost it. We lost the Aksai Chin. But then we started balancing again. We started balancing Chinese relations. We had trade relations, and as you know, the till 2023 or 2022, China was our largest trade partner. Around over till now, the trade between India and China is around 100 over $100 billion every year. So from that point of view, we had to balance Chinese the relations with China. That is why you have seen, I think, the old pictures of PM Modi and Xi Jinping, where PM Modi is Xi Jinping is sitting on a swing, and PM Modi is pushing him. Okay, there is a comment, I think. Who is that? Okay, Strobana Bag has commented. Okay, Shobana Bhag has said that Shobana Bhag has asked a question about the military threats India is getting from China. Okay, Shobana, we will come to that later. Just a minute. Let me finish it. I'll come. Um, th- then at that time, Upper Bonandi, hi Upper Bonandi. Then we had very 1962. You know what we had. Then yeah, the old pictures of PM Modi and Xi Jinping, where they are having a quality time. PM Modi went to China, Xi Jinping came to India. Then something happens in 2020. You know what happened? The Galwan incident. And the relations just went into hell. And from that point of time, India China relations were disastrous. The flights, the direct flights were shut down, and trade relations were restricted. There were no chance of FDI, the foreign direct investment from China, to come into India. But now, recently, as you know, in 2024, I think in September or October, the yeah, happened in October, I think. The relations are now getting better with time, because the SR, means the special representative meeting, has been started between India and China again. Now, this SR meeting is about the border disputes, to solve the border disputes. Uh, Normally, the National Security Advisor of India, Mr. Ajit Doval, and the Foreign Minister of China, Wang Yi, meets in this meeting and discuss what we can do to resolve the border issues. and it's happening after I think 6 or 7 years. I know 4 years after the Galwan incident. Now, this was China. We balanced China for last 4 years. We didn't caught. We didn't step back. They deployed their troops on Himalayas. We also did the same, but at the end we got the reward, and the situation is getting better. At least now. Uh, Let me mention here, today only, the Minister of External Affairs warned China about the what was the news? Just a second. I was reading the news just before this session. Um, mm, okay, I'll take it later. Just a second. Yeah, we'll take the question of Sravana now. Okay, the military. What was the question again, Sravana? Okay, you have asked about China and Pakistan, both Sravana. Okay. To be honest, it's very slow. The pace of India's military capabilities growing to counter China and Pakistan is very slow. Uh, we need 42 squadrons of our Indian Air Force to have a two front war, to even compete in a two front war. Currently, we have 30 or 32, I think. The MiG 21 Bisons are getting old. They are 20 or 21 years. No, not 21. I think 40. 40 years old plane. They have become flying coffins. Um, our military, the number of military is enough, I think. Our military is capable of it. But to fight China, they have recently released their sixth generation fighter jets, and we are still the topmost, the most advanced fighter jets we have is the 4.5 generation Dassault Rafale, and that is also 36, and 36 more are coming for our navy. Those are marine versions. So we are lacking behind. We are lacking behind to fight both. Yeah, if it gets one on one, like India versus Pakistan only, then we can, we can do what we can do to Pakistan. But China will still be a little bit tougher, even though the Himalayas will help us. Like we have to, like, we should go and worship the Himalayas because they are saving a lot. The Indian troops are trained and very much capable of fighting at that altitude, but the Chinese military is not. They are like dying. They are wearing the the jackets what people wear in Siberia usually to the to cope with that heat, with that cold, the temperature. So India is lacking behind, Shravana. We are lacking behind a lot. Our military is capable, but the air force, we need the air force to a little bit more faster in evolving and advancement. We need the fifth generation AMCA, or I would suggest to get the Su-57 from Russia, because F-35 is too much, like it's too expensive. But we have to go for Su-57 because either we will not be able to have a two front war, and these two countries are, they are just, they don't know what they do. They have no idea, and they can do anything at any time. Okay, let's move on. I hope I have answered your question, Pravana. Thank you for your question also. Let's move on. India's relations with Russia now. Now this is let me quote our defense minister. recently when he met Vladimir Putin in Kaliningrad. Our friendship is deeper than the ocean and higher than the mountains. Yes, this is true. Absolutely true. Now, let me give a recent example. How we balance. Okay, Srobona gave another question. Um okay, Srobona, your question is who is giving us more threat, Pakistan or China? Let me answer it right now because then we will move on. Uh, According to me, both of them are. Look, war is not a very good thing for any country. Even if Pakistan is having a war with us or China is having a war with us, it's not good. It's not a very good thing for humanity. But for my interest, for the interest of India, Pakistan is a lot simpler country to defeat. China is huge. We can't match them right now. We are way behind China, whatever the news is saying, but we can't right now take on China directly. It will destroy our economy. They will also have some damage, but obviously China is a bigger threat than Pakistan. Okay, let's move on. Russia. Now you remember after the first visit of PM Modi to Russia after the Ukraine war started, when Vladimir Putin invited him to his dacha. Dacha is it's a very important thing in Russian culture where it's a separate property of the host where he invites his friends, close friends and relatives. So Vladimir Putin invited PM Modi to his dacha. They had a beautiful time there, had an informal talk. Uh, I hope they have spoke about the S400 deal because we have still not get the two batteries, the last two batteries of the S400. Okay, then another example of balancing US comes here. Just after the visit of Russia, PM Modi went to Ukraine to 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 make US a little bit comfortable because they think that Vladimir Putin is a war criminal. So PM Modi went to Ukraine to make things a little bit balanced. But after that, how here you can imagine that how important is Russia for us. Just after PM Modi went to Ukraine, he came back, and the next month he went to Russia again for the BRICS summit. But between that, um, our national security advisor Ajit Doval, he went to Russia and gave the whole description of the meeting between Vladimir Zelensky and PM Modi in Ukraine. So this kind of trust or this kind of friendship we have with Russia, that we just to please them, just to make them comfortable, our prime minister visits the country twice in 3 months. Okay, so these are the three global powers, and this was our balancing, how we balance them. Now we also take some other measures to balance the things like economic diplomacy. I hope you have heard about the de-dollarization. Like BRICS is going to create a BRICS currency for the member states. BRICS is not 5 member states. BRICS is now 9 member states or 8 member states. I think nine. It's nine. So they are talking about to make a currency of their own, which will be backed by, I think, gold, and the currency will be named after the five currencies of the first 5 members, means the BRICS: Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. And the currency will be named R5. because all the names of the currencies in those five countries are starts with R, like Indian rupee or ruble for Russia, or renminbi for China. So this could be a very, a very competitive currency for the US dollar, and this could actually can actually finish the hegemony of US dollar. And just think, if the US dollar becomes weaker, US economy will struggle, it will suffer. Donald Trump himself said that if de-dollarization happens, US will become a third world country. Now, I don't believe in third world countries, because who made these first world, second world, or third world? I don't know. These were made in the Cold War era. Whatever. Is there any comment? Let me check here a little bit. Okay, not yet. Let's move on. Okay, where are we? On the. Okay, let's move on to challenges what we are facing. Oh, have I finished the US dollar thing, the economic diplomacy? I don't think so. So let's finish it first. Uh, so the BRICS currency is going to give the US a very big hit if it comes out. Now, when it's in the process, not even started, US is panicking. The president-elect Donald Trump have warned about sanctions against the BRICS countries if they roll out the BRICS currency. And just then, India gave a statement. India gave a statement saying that we have nothing against US dollar. And that is true, we have nothing against US dollar. But if the other countries of the world are comfortable to to trade in another currency than US dollar, they should have the option, and the BRICS currency would be that. But US is not happy with that. Sorry, US is not happy with that because of their hegemony or their greed of power. Because the power of US at the geopolitical stage is solely based on its economy, and its economy is so strong because of the US dollar. Okay. Okay, there is another question by Shravana Bag. What strategies is India employing to reduce? Okay, 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 Shravana. Your question is about how we can actually reduce the our responsible what our dependence from uh, foreign energy sources. You know what? We don't have oil reserves or natural gas reserves. The net zero, the carbon emission bar, the net zero, we will be achieving net zero carbon emission in 2017. According to the government, it could be delayed. So the energy crisis, the energy struggle of India will continue. So steps that we can take is to shift a lot on the renewable energies like solar power or the hydropower. Doing a good thing that we have made the Solar Alliance, the International Solar Alliance. India and France are the main key countries in that alliance. So we are taking these kind of steps, but we have to focus on that also. because the damage on the environment because of these pollutions, the pollutions that are that are being created by these uh, resources, these petroleum or diesel, natural gas is a lot, and the harm will be uh, going to give Mother Earth after 2030 would be irreversible. So we'll have to think about that. And steps are those, yes, we have to shift on renewable energies. People have to buy the electric cars, the EVs. The factories uh, are needed to produce less pollution. Yes, you are right that environmental issues are still ignored. You know, the COP20 happens, or the meetings of COP happen every year, but nothing, nothing happens in in those meetings. This year, this year in I think COP29, it was the developed countries who needed to give a lot more. They, I think, allotted $100 million for the developing countries to spend on their uh, to produce less pollution. They are giving $100 million, and that $100 million will be divided into these many developing countries. China is a developing country, India is a developing country. Can you think about it? The hundred What will $100 million do? Do we really need $100 million to fight against the pollution that is happening? I don't think so. But we can't do anything. Uh, they have done the pollution. The developed countries have done what they have to do. They polluted the earth and developed their economy, and now they are giving $100 million to fight against it. Irony. Okay, let's see. Um, we were in economic diplomacy. Yeah, that was it. I think I finished economic diplomacy. Let's move on. The challenges which India will face. What challenges India will face? We are facing challenges to keep up with the multi polarity, or to keep up with multi nation foreign policy. Is anyone commenting there? Yeah, yeah. So where we yeah, challenges. So the first challenge we will have is that is again from China. The aggression of China in the Indo-Pacific is going out of hand. You hear, I think, you obviously, if you follow the geopolitical events, you hear Chinese ships hitting the Filipino coast guards. They are hitting them with water cannons. These are all happening, and the Indo-Pacific is a very important region for the global politics, because, as you know, the next war, or the next yes, the next big war could start in this region. It could be between China and Taiwan, or the Koreas in the Korean Peninsula, or between China and Philippines, or the Southeast Asian countries can fight between themselves. So we have to control or we have to have some control in this region. Right now, what we have is that we can access the ports that US and Japan and Australia has in this region, because of the the uh, partnerships or the contracts we have signed with our partners in that region. Okay, we have another comment. Let's take it first. What is it? Who is this commenting? Okay, Shobana Bug commented again. Okay. What is the question again? What? What is the position of India in the multipolar world order? So, Shobana, let me answer it later, a little bit later. Just a second. Let me finish this challenges for part of India. Then I will take questions from you. Okay, just a minute. Okay, so the next challenge. What is the next challenge for India? I have made notes actually. Just a second. Let me check it. Yeah. So we were talking about the Indo-Pacific. Yeah, the challenges of the challenges India is facing in the Indo-Pacific is actually very tiring. China is going to attack Taiwan at any time. The geopolitical analyst already said that between 2025 to 2028, China is going to attack Taiwan. We know that, but we can't do anything. I have mentioned in one of my shorts that I've asked you actually to comment about that. That should we go behind China if they attack Taiwan and take Aksai Chin back? I'm actually asking it again. Let me know from my audience. What do you think? Should we go for the Aksai Chin if China takes on Taiwan, or it will be another disastrous move for us? Because China has a huge army and they can actually mm, cope with two front war. Let me ask you. Answer? I'll take your answer. Okay. Um, okay. Actually, before the session started, someone asked to asked for shout out. Anushka Raut. Shout out for Anushka Raut. She asked about shout out. So yeah, she is very excited about the session. Okay. Thank you, Anushka. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, Mona Dash, Badul Dash. Hello. Okay. Okay. Well, okay. We are talking about China challenges. Yeah. So I think this was the only challenge, or we have other challenges from. Yeah. So we have some other challenges also. What are they? Let us look after it. Yeah. So the next one is domestic growth. Keeping the domestic growth. We are our economy is growing a lot faster. You know, uh, last year we had economic growth of 8.2%, which is impressive. But keeping this up is very tough. As we know, in the second quarter of this year, of this financial year, our economy dropped. The growth dropped a lot. I think it was how much um, it was in 5 or 4%. I think. Okay, let's move on. Yeah, growing domestic growth. Our domestic growth will lead us to the stage, to the path, through the path of being a global superpower. As we know, because the if you don't have money, how will you purchase weapons? How will you go after those drones, the high tech drones? Because as you know, the warfare, the modern warfare, is going to be drone based, unmanned. China is behind it. China is making advanced drones and giving it to Pakistan also. Do you know this thing? This is a very interesting thing, you know. Pakistan has more drones than India. This is a shame for us, literally a shame for India. That a country like Pakistan, whose economy is straddling, they can collapse at any time. This country can break in three pieces. This country has more drones than India. This is shameful. We we are we are not focusing where we should focus. The main points: fifth generation fighter jets and drones. And I'll add another thing: good transport vehicles for our army, for our soldiers. The Ashok Leyland's trucks are not bulletproof, and our soldiers are traveling in those vehicles at the border of Pakistan. In a sensitive area like Kashmir, they are traveling into a not non bulletproof vehicle. This is not. This is not. This should not be like this, because we can't. How is it happening? Like, the the government is spending. They are increasing GST. They are increasing taxes, but my soldiers are still dying because of uh, non-bulletproof vehicles. This is not unbearable. This is unbearable. This is simply unbearable. We can't let it happen. We have to create pressure. Um, if you don't have men, if you don't have soldiers on border, how will you grow domestically? If your country is not safe, even for your soldiers, how will you grow domestically? Then, if you don't have domestic growth, you won't be having a economic boom. We are already behind China, 4 to 5 decades, I think, behind China. If we have to match them, if you want to match them, we need to register an economic growth of 10%, and that is also continuously. So these were the challenges we are having. I think, yeah, this were all. Okay, there are two questions we have to answer. Yeah, let me take the question of Shravanabak first. What was the question of Shravanabak? What role does India see itself playing in the emerging multipolar world order? Did I answer it? No, I didn't answer it. Yes, I didn't answer it. Okay, Shravana, I'll answer your question. Let me see. Let me check the other question also. What was the other question? Where do you see India in next 50 years? Okay, I will come one by one. Okay, the first question was where India sees itself in the emerging multipolar world order. As a Vishwaguru, we have to see ourselves as a Vishwaguru. The world forgot about morality. Geopolitics is about the golden rule. As I mentioned in various of my videos, I've mentioned the golden rule of geopolitics, which says uh, there's no eternal friends, no eternal enemies, there's only eternal interest. But in these situations, India should become the Vishwaguru and teach the world what it like what it likes to be a selfless country, a selfless entity, to serve the world like we did in the COVID. you can still see various Latin American, African countries thanking India for providing COVID-19 vaccines. This is the role India have to play. The wars, the tensions, the border issues can go long, but these are the gestures of a country which can clear its image, which make India a Vishwaguru, is India's humble nature and a reliability which India brings on the table at the global stage. I hope I've answered your question, Ravana. The first question. Then the second question is where I see India in next 50 years. Where I see India next 50 years. Uh, Economically, at the top three, I think actually in top two uh, by nominal GDP. I think China would be the first country till then. In next 50 years, in next 70 years, we can. I hope we can surpass China, but in next 50 years, China will be the top country at number one. India will be number two, and US will be number three. Okay, and militarily, what should I say? The if we continue the same pace, it won't help us. Actually, it is not going to help us. If we what we need is $100 billion defense budget immediately. If we get that, I see India at a very high position militarily, and also obviously a permanent member of the United Nations Security Council. Obviously, that can happen actually within 2030. So yes, I have a very positive view of India in next 50 years. We will be achieving everything. We'll be becoming the we'll be becoming a developed country within 2047. Promising, yeah, promising. Yes, promising. Obviously, promising, Shravana. Shravana is a very loyal subscriber actually. She has been like commenting since the start of the uh, session. Okay. Okay, let's so this was all of for today. Let me know your thoughts. What do you think? We have mentioned all. I think it's a lot for today. Uh, if how much it was 47 minutes, uh, 48 minutes. Okay, let's end it. Good night, guys. Have a good day tomorrow, not today. The day is ending today. I actually okay. Let me clear this. I'll be having live sessions once a month. Uh, I hope you will join. And I have my social media accounts on Twitter, Instagram, and I have channels on WhatsApp and Telegram. You can join it. I'll be giving the links in the description of this video, and you can join through my YouTube channel. Do subscribe if you like the video. Share it. This is the end. I am signing off. Okay, Shravana is commenting for the last time. What is she saying? Looking forward for the next one. Thank you, Shravana. It's coming soon. This is Ankan Das signing off. Jai Hind.